Hello and welcome to MGP282. I'm Kev, and with me as ever, there's Sheepdog, Anna and Pab. Say hello, boys and girls.
Hello.
Hello.
An hour and 48 minutes I've been waiting to do that intro. This has been a challenge, Pab.
Yeah.
Are you an owl, Kev?
Well, I said 282. It doesn't work quite so well. And
Damn.
don't make the world think that that's your joke. That's my best joke ever. I've waited 5 years for the moment when because Pab gives me the episode number before we start recording every week, because remembering numbers is beneath me. And he just tells me the number just before I do the intro. And he said 282. And I said, are you an owl, Pab? And oh my goodness me, there was laughter for a long time. It was sensational.
I'm still laughing on the inside.
Aren't we all?
Good. Very good.
But yeah, we need a better solution than Discord. I can't believe we're 6 years into this. Is it 6 years into this podcast now? 7 or 8 years into podcasting in general. And we still are opening shows by saying, look, we can't get the computer to work properly. Does anyone know how to do podcasts right? We've done more podcasts we must be over 600 or 700 episodes of podcasts in general at this point. We still don't know how to do it. I'm very frustrated with the world right now. I want to go to bed. How are we all?
Yeah, good.
On this fine week as well. It's a fine week. It's always a fine week.
Is it?
Has it been a fine week? You had a good
It has
one?
been a fine week. It's been fine until this stupid Discord idiot, which I was fighting with Discord all yesterday morning as well. And now I'm fighting with it again. I've decided Discord is my nemesis. I'm taking it down.
Make Kevcord.
I'm not going to make I'm more of a destructive person than a creative person. I'm just going to tear this one down and see what emerges in its wake. I'm not going to create something better myself. That sounds like a lot of work. I'm just going to make it my personal mission to destroy Discord.
Do you think that they destroyed something when they created Discord? Isn't that like...
It feels like they've just made it. They thought, right, who uses Discord mostly? Oh, gamers. I know. We're going to make it so it's impossible for two people to play a game together and have their microphones under their own control. Idiots. Oh.
There's about to be something. We just haven't done enough research on
Google Hangouts on Air doesn't exist anymore. Skype's rubbish. We need a better solution. I'm very close to just packing up, moving to Bolton so that we can sit in Pab's kitchen and do this as a group. We're all going to come and live with you, Pab.
Oh, good lordy, okay.
We've got your address now after those Christmas presents. We know where you live, so we might I'm going to sling everything into the back of a van, and we're going to come and we'll sleep on your bedroom floor.
Yeah?
It'll be great. Well, I'll sleep on the bed, you can sleep on the floor.
Oh, right, okay.
I'm older than you.
Okay.
I'm older than you, and I've had back trouble.
Right, okay. That's fine.
Yeah, we're on board with that? Good.
Can't we just host meetings on join.me or something and then somehow record those meetings?
I don't understand your business speak now, Sheepdog. What are you trying to sell me now?
It's a free conference call thing.
Is it?
Yeah.
Feels like you're trying to sell me something.
No, it's something I use at work. Well read between the lines there, but it's free. I use it to conference call people. I don't know if you can record it, but
I happen to have this coupon code.
No, it's free. It's free. Kev.
It's free for the first 6 months, and then only $8.99 a month. Well, why don't we do that? Let's cancel this and go and do that. Can we just get all the listeners to come and join our meeting, and they can just turn their microphones off? We'll just talk for an hour and then leave.
Can't they all just meet us at the Royal Apollo
At
every
Pab's,
week?
We'll meet everyone at Pab's house. Hold on, I'll read out.
Does he live at the Apollo?
Hang on.
His address is on my phone. I'll read it out.
Hang on.
Surely. The Albert Hall?
What? What? I don't know. What?
Right. Pab's
Let's just meet at the Albert Hall every week and broadcast
Can we do that?
there.
Can we
Or
do
we can
that?
just shout really loud.
Well, yeah, we might have to at this point.
Can't
Anyway.
find his address. It'll be on Amazon somewhere. I'll dig it out and put it in the description.
No, you won't.
What have we been up to this week then?
I've already said I've been destroying Discord, fighting with Discord all week.
What have I done this week? I feel like I've done nothing. I probably haven't done anything, to be fair.
Not even played games.
Oh, yeah. Nowhere near as much as I'd liked, but I have played some games.
And what games have you played, Pam? It's like getting blood from a stone.
Yeah. Okay, so I've played a little bit more Assassin's Creed. I've got to just past Cleopatra now, I think.
That before or after the title sequence?
That is after. That is quite a bit after now. I'm well into it now.
Okay.
Still only probably at five like zones in the world open out of about 20. But I'm moving through it now. I think my mission, I'm going to have to do some chariot racing at some point, which I'm not happy about. This could be the new boats for me, Kev.
Why is there chariot racing? Assassin's Creed's really lost its way.
It's chariot racing because the Romans are in town, and Romans and Greeks are in town.
Yeah, but what's that got to do with assassinating people?
It's a side quest. It's not like a main quest of getting your enemies. It's just like a side quest where
don't do it then.
Where your old mate is now a chariot racer, and he says, "Oh, you were never any good at it anyway." He's like, "Yeah, you're all right, mate, if you say so." So yeah, you got to like prove him wrong now. I think that's what it seems like anyway. But it's not the best. It seems a bit squirrely, to be fair. Chariot racing.
Just don't do it.
I might not, but
rise above him. If I said to Kev, you're always rubbish at chariot racing, Kev. He's not going to spend 10 hours grinding chariot racing to prove me wrong, is he?
Sheepdog, you mentioned the word accordion, and I've now got one on my Amazon wish list. You're picking on the wrong person there.
Please get it. Have you seen? Someone posted earlier. There's a thing of all of Donald Trump's speeches where he moves his arms about, and they've just put an accordion in the video, so that every time his hands move together, it plays the accordion. Very clever stuff. There's some IT nerds out there who have too much spare time on their hands, but a lot of creativity.
Of course there is.
Sounds good to me.
So I played some more Assassin's Creed and I continue to enjoy it. I'm the only reason I'm doing the chariot racing game is because I'm sort of like going around every single area that I unlock and just systematically going through all the question marks and just finding everything and doing everything. It's that sort of game to me at the minute where I've just got to unlock everything in each area first before I go to the next zone. So it's time consuming, but it's enjoyable at the same time. So, what else have I played? I'll tell you what we've been doing this week. I've been playing a lot of GTA 5. I don't know why. GTA 5's come back into like my friend's social, like just I don't know why, but I don't know why. There is a new heist out. There's the new Doomsday heist out, which is costing me a small fortune. Because I think it costs 1.2 million GTA dollars to buy the facility to unlock the heist. Which I just about had that much money anyway, so it didn't really cost me any actual real world money. And then every single setup and stuff like that cost like 65 to 95 grand. And I'm the only one who can do it because I've bought the facility. Everyone else is just in for it and just getting paid come what may. But heists are the best thing about GTA Online. GTA Online is got a bit toxic, to be fair. There's loads of hackers everywhere and stuff like that, so you just forever just praying to be in a private server. But the actual heists are in private servers, so it's fine. And it's good. It's good stuff. The actual heists are, like I say, what pull you into GTA Online. What makes it really cool.
I found them a bit irritating and samey and annoying that people would come in and ruin my fun.
I don't think I ever did one. I think I played it online once.
I don't think the heists were out.
Sheepdog smash up a car, and that was about it.
Yeah, see, I don't think the heists were in for a long time.
No, maybe that's.
I don't think you haven't played them, Sheepdog, probably, because they're all like private server sort of things. Once you're in a heist, it's only you and your team.
Into some building like a mission, though, surely.
It is, but it's not easy. It's like doing a GTA heist, but with multiple people and There's multiple like prep missions where you've got to like get the equipment to do this. Then there's a setup missions, and there's like a number. I think there was like 3 prep missions, 3 setup missions, then the actual like part 1 of the heist. And now there's like, I think there's like 3 sections of this heist to go through. I mean, this one, this first section of the heist that I've done, I've only got to done the first section of the heist, involves flying DeLorean cars, which is really cool. It's a really cool thing in that game where they've got flying DeLoreans. And the trailers I might have showed jetpacks, so there's going to be jetpacks at a certain point as well in this heist. But yeah, we're playing that. I'm doing some more. There's umpteen different ways to get money in that game, so we're doing lots of races at the minute, trying to recoup, costs and stuff. So we're having a lot of fun playing races and all the different adversary modes and all that sort of thing that's going on in that game. There's loads of stuff. There's so much stuff in that game. It's no wonder they're not making more DLC for, single player, because the money's to be made in GTA Online, and the amount of content in there is just frightening. The amount of different things you can do in that game is, it's unbelievable. A new game I've played this week is Tekken 7. I've started playing Tekken again.
Why?
Is that the human version of Pokken?
Yes, exactly. Sheepdog. The human version of Pokken.
I've heard about that, yeah.
I've heard a lot of people talking very good things about Tekken 7 this year, or last year as it were, when it came out, and everyone said it got highly praised in people's end of year game award. So I was curious to play it, and it's a fighting game. I'm not into fighting games anymore, since probably Street Fighter 2. But I'm getting that same feeling of Street Fighter 2 when I'm playing it. I'm just sort of just mashing buttons like a maniac. I don't know what I'm doing. Mashing buttons like a maniac and getting really annoyed when I get beat. And it's got a pretty decent story in it this time as well. So it's kind of pushing you through the game. You have a cutscene, and then you sort of, it seamlessly just goes into a fight, and then you come out of the cutscene, similar to something like Injustice did. Is it Injustice did that? Didn't it? Sheepdog, am I right?
When it what? Sorry.
Right, you have a cutscene and it just sort of take you into a fight, wouldn't it? And then you go out of the fight into another cutscene. It's like that. So I'm going to carry on playing that. There's some really bad voiceover work in it. It's the story's over the story of a journalist telling the story sort of thing. But the journalist it's like someone put it into a computer, and the computer is just auto speaking the lines. It's so bad. But everything else in it is fine. All the other voiceovers fine. It's just this really dreary journalist that's just speaking so monotone. It kind of ruins it, but it's all right for what it is. Story, and I might go online, but I imagine I'll get absolute beating online, because I don't know how to play these fighting games. I just mash the buttons and hope for the best. So we'll see. Now, the last one I played is a game called, have you heard of HQ Trivia? Have I mentioned this before?
No.
HQ Trivia is, do you remember 1 versus 100?
Yeah.
Yeah, where it was live.
Yeah.
So this is a live quiz show on your phones, which happens twice a day in the weeks and once a day at weekends, where you have I think every single day of this week it's been $2,000 up for grabs, and you answer the 12 questions, you win a share of the money. It's that simple, but it's actually live, being broadcast live on this app. So there's an actual person on your screen reading the questions out to you. And it's insane. It is bonkers. I mean, at weekend I think it was 20 grand up for grabs.
So you're rich now, are you?
No, I don't get past question 5. Well, it weeds out the simpletons pretty quick. But there's close to 1 million people at a time playing this, so it's got to weed out some people to get down. Because I mean, I think earlier in the week when I played it, last night maybe, I think there was of a $2 grand pot, people came out with $55 each, which isn't great, but it isn't bad either. Just for playing a game which takes 12 to 15 minutes.
Most other games don't make you money, do they?
No, exactly. And I don't know how they're giving you the money. I don't know how to make it. It's made by the people who invented Vine. So they're getting the money from somewhere. sponsorships or whatever it is.
Venture capitalist.
But it does go straight out to your PayPal account. You just put put your email address for what your PayPal is, and it just sends it to you straight away. So I don't know. I'm kind of hooked to it. It's all in American time, so that's the other problem. So it's on at 8 p.m. here and 2 a.m. here. It's like 12 and 5 their times in America. But I keep getting messages saying it's coming to the UK, and it did. There was a 3 p.m. one on in the week, which was UK only, I think. So they might be bringing actual UK ones over at some point. So they're not silly times.
Do you have a referral code, little fella? Because I'm signing up.
Is it?
It's asking me for your referral code.
I can get your referral code.
Read it out on the podcast as well. Then everyone who signs up can use your referral code. Is there anything in it for you referring?
Yeah, because every time someone uses a referral code, you get an extra life. And once you get the question wrong, you use a life. If you don't have any life, you don't.
There you go. Then read out your referral code then, because I want it. And
I don't.
What's this game called?
It's called HQ Trivia. I don't know where my referral code is. I'm sure it's just PAB 1986.
Well, let me try then.
I had this on my phone and deleted it.
Why?
Because I'm not free at 8 o'clock to sit there and play.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's on like 8 and 2 in the morning.
Yeah, and I'm not available at 8.
Yeah, I forget it most days.
So you're saying if we stay up till 2, we can have a crack at it?
I might stay up until 2 tonight and have a go.
HQ Trivia.
Yeah. Did that work by any chance?
Yes, yeah, it worked.
All right, there you go then, see?
So you're
PAB
now...
1986.
Yeah, why not?
Which is also your Twitter handle, I believe.
Yeah, referral code PAB 1986. There it is.
Which is also your name on Twitter.
Yeah, it is. There you go. So every time someone refers, it gives you an extra life. So if you use a referral code, whatever it is, Lelujo. Is it Lelujo?
I might make mine.
I've just tweeted it, so mine's Lelujo.
Yeah, so there you go. So I mean, you'll get an extra life. So if you get the question wrong, you don't instantly go. I
mean, I guess we'll never know if that's true because I don't plan on getting any questions wrong.
Well, I don't lose quizzes. Well. I mean, the questions at the start are insane. Like, how the hell are these people picking the answers that they are picking? They are so blatantly obvious.
Well, surely they can just Google it, can't they?
You have 10 seconds from when she starts reading the question, so you have about 5 seconds.
Okay.
But you're answering.
You wait, they're going to be making a new film called Sheepdog Millionaire. It's going to be about how I ended up with all these questions.
Yeah. I don't know how that's going to work.
Flashbacks to Kev going, you shouldn't mix fertilizer with acid, it'll blow up the university.
Top of the all-time leaderboards, made $6,000. I don't think you're going to be a millionaire.
Yeah.
You bloody wait.
Well, let's see.
Third place is on $1,500. I think it takes a long time to make decent money at it.
You wait.
Yeah, because I mean, you've got to imagine there's on the 20 grand ones. There's over a million playing for $2,000. So 20 grand. There's absolutely tons of people.
When I convince them all that I'm tweeting the right answers, but I'm actually tweeting the wrong answers. Yeah.
There you go. Very clever. You've got them now.
Got them all.
There you go.
I'm going to just going to sit in the background of Sheepdog's house coughing every time he has a question come up.
Well, that's what we did. We were on Discord with everyone, all my friends, and we were just like, right, okay, we're all on. We'll just group this. Everyone will just come.
So you're telling me that your entire friendship group couldn't get past the 5th round?
Oh no, it's because some questions are American, like based. There was something about a certain type of ice cream. Was it Ben and Jerry's, Häagen-Dazs, or something else? And I was like, I haven't got a clue.
They're both brands that are available here, Pab.
No, but it was a specific thing in a Ben and like an actual store. There isn't a Ben and Jerry's store or
to
a
make
Häagen-Dazs.
the top 100 on this, you only have to make 250 quid.
Dollars.
Dollars, all right.
You're now realising you're probably not going to become a millionaire.
I'll be a Japanese millionaire.
That's true. I'm almost a Japanese millionaire in Persona 5 now. It's my main. I'm on the final stretch of this game. See what I've segued straight into this.
I saw it.
Pab, we're talking about Persona 5 now. I'm in the final stretch, and I could just race past all of the shadows and just go to the end now. But I'm not, because I'm on 800,000 yen and I am desperate to become a Japanese millionaire before I finish it. So I am stopping and doing every single battle along the way to pick up my 250 yen for each one. And if I get all the way through and I still haven't got enough, I'm just fast traveling back to the start of this final palace and I'm going through the whole thing again and repeating the process. I will be able to tweet, I became a Japanese millionaire in Persona 5 before I'm done. That's my main motivation at this point. But I am still.
How many hours is it taking you to get to the end of this?
On the save, it reckons 65 hours, but there's been a couple of times I've died and had to go back and replay areas. So I would guess I'm probably looking at between 70 and 80 hours. So not as much as I expected, really.
No, you said hundreds, didn't you, before when you were expecting?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not close to doing everything that's in it. And the nature of how Persona games work means that once I get to the end, that's it. The only way to go back and do the other branches of the story that I could do is to do the New Game Plus, because it's just not possible to complete everything on one playthrough. So there's about 9 or 10. No, I think there's 8 people you can have as your girlfriend. In total, there's about 20 different confidants that you can have. And I've only managed to level 3 of them up to 10 that aren't the ones that just happen through the main story. So for me to see every storyline, because each of them has a different like side quest story thing to level them up. So for me to see all of them, I would have to play for it probably 2 more times.
Wow.
Which I'm not going to do because I'm not an idiot. I'm not insane. But I think it's fair to say at this point, even though I bought the £70 limited edition of this game, I think I've probably got my money's worth already at less than £1 an hour at this point.
Yeah, I mean, you're only buying it for that, so they make more kind of thing, aren't you? And
I'm desperate for another one of these. It's just a shame that they take so long to make because they are so massive and it's all very carefully crafted and beautiful and nicely acted and the soundtrack is brilliant, and it'll be another 4 or 5 years before we get another one of these. And it's annoying that my very favourite games are the ones that take so long to make. Like, I'm desperate for Elder Scrolls 6, which I've been waiting for 6 or 7 years now, or whatever it is. I'm desperate for another one of these just as I finish it. And I'm already starting to do that thing that I did at the end of Persona 4, where I'm starting to look around and think, what else is there for me in this world of video games? And
Gravity Rush.
oh, that's what I moved on to last time, and it was rubbish. But
It's now on the PlayStation 4, isn't it?
Yeah, but it was rubbish on the Vita.
Yeah, it's just trash game.
It's different though. No.
Yeah, no, but I don't want something that's just a way to pass the time. I want something that, I mean, you've seen the difference in how I play Persona 5 compared to any other console game in the last 2 years. I'm desperate to get on the console. I'm playing it every night. I'm just completely absorbed in it and loving it. And I haven't been like that about a video game for years. And it probably would have been something like Skyrim. Oh, no, Dragon Age, whatever the latest Dragon Age was. That was the last game I got like this about. Yeah, that was the last one. So when was that? 2-3 years ago now?
3.
And then before that, it was probably Skyrim and Persona 4. So we're going back sort of 4 years, and I've had maybe 3 games that I've really, really, really loved. And I want more, but I don't. It just doesn't look like there's anything out there for me. I don't want to go and play Assassin's Creed or, whatever other trash they've got out there that's just the same thing over and over again. I want something cool and awesome.
Will you be getting into Red Dead 2 in May, shooting people's donkeys?
I'll play it. To me, that'll be the same as Grand Theft Auto. I'll play it through. It'll take me whatever it takes me, 15, 20 hours, and then I'll never touch it again, just like with Grand Theft Auto. So
yeah. Well, that's sensible, though. Like
it is, but it's not an all-encompassing epic like Persona 5 has been.
I'm just looking.
I'm actually tempted to start Zelda on the Wii U, the Breath of the whatever it is one that everyone's raving about, I'm thinking maybe that's my next port of call. But I've never really liked Zelda games. But I've been reading some reviews about it. People are saying it's more like a Skyrim game than a Zelda game.
Yeah.
So that's making me think, if it's actually, there was one that said it was the best Elder Scrolls game they've ever played. And, I'm now tempted. I've been ignoring the existence of this for a year because I've never liked Zelda. But if this is actually a good Elder Scrolls game, I might have to give this a bash. So that might be what I move on to next. But I'm getting the end of game blues because I don't want to finish Persona 5. I'm going to be very sad about it.
Can't you jump in and get a Switch or something? And
I don't need a Switch. We've already got Zelda on the Wii U. A Switch is not
like
required.
Mario Odyssey and stuff like that.
Huh?
For like Mario Odyssey and stuff like that.
Again, I don't think I've ever finished a Mario game on console. I've finished the ones
They're
on
not
the
really
DS.
for finishing now, are they? They're for playing until you reach your cap and then retiring.
Yeah, but my cap's really low because I'm not very good at games.
No.
I need it to be New Super Mario Brothers on the DS that's easy and holds your hand and lets you through to the end. I just get every Mario game I've ever played and on every console has just ended in frustration and left a bitter taste in the mouth.
I usually get to the last boss in Sonic and Mario games and just basically give up and never look back. So I don't know how these games end. I know how Mario World ends, but I don't know how some Sonic games end. But other than that, I just assume they have a big party.
They end with Mario dying and then he regenerates into the next Mario in line, ready for the next game. He always dies at the end. It's their gimmick.
Did he just burst into flames or something?
Well, he gets the princess out of the castle and then she just knifes him in the heart because it was all a ruse.
Could you imagine if that was the ultimate?
That is it. No one's ever finished a Mario game, so no ruse. That could be how they end.
Yeah, I don't think anyone has ever. That's probably true. I bet we'll just see wave after wave of people tweeting us this weekend going, I've never completed them either. They probably don't finish them. It's like when they mark your university essays and they just assume. Everyone's assuming they have an ending, but no one's actually seen it.
Wouldn't surprise anybody. But yeah, the general point of that little speech was please tweet at me games that I should move on to next because I've enjoyed having a console game to play again. I mean, I've spent a year and a half of doing nothing but Football Manager and FIFA and wrestling games. It's been really fun having a story game to follow. It was exciting. It was as exciting as being in The Last of Us again, or, these things that were just brilliant. And I want that. And I think that's what's frustrated me so much about gaming in the last couple of years. It's not that I don't like gaming anymore. It's that there aren't enough of the games I want anymore. I'm really picky about what I want. I've become a video game hipster.
Did you play did you finish or at least play Uncharted 4?
No, but I did. I mean, I had played the first 90 minutes of it, and it just felt like Uncharted 1, 2, and 3. And I don't. That then immediately puts it into the same pile as Assassin's Creed. I'm sure this is a perfectly good game, but I've played it before.
It does feel like you just said, "Have you tried vanilla ice cream?"
All right, Sheepdog, what have you got?
I don't know. A turd sandwich. Anything's better than just going for vanilla every time, isn't it?
I don't know that a turd sandwich is better than vanilla. We'll try
that.
Yeah, but at least takes us for ice cream. We'll have an ice cream. You can have a turd sandwich.
At least a turd sandwich is going to make some sort of emotion in you. But playing a generic Uncharted,
he still doesn't like it because he still says
Destiny.
It wrong. That's why he doesn't like
it.
Yeah. Have you tried Destiny? You know what? It's just meh.
I wouldn't suggest that.
Well, I'm just saying. Have you tried drinking water, Kevin?
And I tell you what, the thing I really, really like about Persona is, it's that there's. It's going to make me seem like the worst game in the world because I am, but there's not really any skill involved. It's all turn based. It's all about thinking. That puts it in the same category as the stuff like Telltale games, like Football Manager, like the stuff that I love the very most. At no point is it reliant on me being able to shoot someone accurately or time a jump correctly or do something faster than somebody else. The whole game, the whole 70 or 80 hours of it has just been me making decisions and choices, and that then affects how things happen and the outcome of the game. I know there's not millions of endings on Persona 5, but my route to the ending has been different to what someone else's route would be, because I've chosen which players I want to build up my confidant rating with. So my combination of high-powered personas is going to be different to what someone else's would be, which means I then have to take a different tactic into the battle. But ultimately, the battle is still turn-based. It's all about thinking and making decisions. That's cool, because I'm rubbish at shooting and running and jumping and video games. So I need something like that as well. So it needs an epic story. It needs to be absorbing, but it also needs to require little or no skill. I'm quite specific about what I'm after.
Yeah, that sounds.
Just start playing Final Fantasy games then.
Give it there. Just
no, I wasn't really suggesting that.
What was that one that I played for a while, Anna? The one with the weird football game in.
I don't know.
10
underwater football. I was playing it on the Vita.
Final Fantasy 10, Anna.
I probably got 10 or 15 hours into that. It was all right, but I think it got to the point where I got stuck somewhere.
Mm.
So yeah, again, I don't want to have to think too much. I don't want to have to. I do not want to have to solve puzzles.
The new one doesn't have any puzzles or thinking in it. It's good. I like the
turn-based, though, is it?
Oh yeah, good point. You have to walk around while you fight.
Yeah, see, I'm not interested. It's going to be very, very specific if someone manages to find something for me. What I'm tempted to do is just take a blow to the head and replay Persona 5.
Get back into Telltale. Get the Guardians of the Galaxy one. I've carried on playing that.
Well, I've still got like 5 or 6 Telltale games that I haven't finished, so I probably could.
I feel like their Walking Dead ones were a bit. And
I've done them, but I've got the Borderlands one, I've got the Game of Thrones one, I've got the Batman one, and they're all just sort of sat there.
One, I keep forgetting.
Yeah, I've played like one episode of each of them, and they're fine. But but nothing hooks me in the way the Walking Dead one and the way the Wolf Among Us did and the way Persona 5 has. So I need it to move on a level and be better than what came before. And I think they're just as good as, and it's not anything new anymore. I kind of know how to do a Telltale game.
They love a season 1, don't they? They don't really, don't really go any deeper. I tried this week. I mean, I played games that I've talked about a million times before. Like, I don't know if you might have seen on FTL on Twitter. I was playing FTL and tweeting about it the other day. I managed to get to the final boss and almost beat it this time for the first time ever. And I was heartbroken because I only dip in and out of it every now and again. And this game procedurally generates stories basically, and most of the stories are quite blank and neutral, and it's just trying to hammer something together, but it doesn't. And every now and again, it just fires out like a completely random circumstance that I ended up with all of my crew dying or being left on planets except for one guy, and he made it through like 3 worlds. And I'd created this epic tale about Liam flying through space just on his own, beating the odds, and then he made a bad decision and blew up. But then I played one that went right the way through to, as I say, the final boss. And I sat there, I got so excited because I thought I was going to do it. I killed the boss, and then it flew away, and I had to fight it another time. And Clarky tells me, Clarky Snap from that podcast he does, the confessional one, that you have to fight it 3 times to beat it. So when I went to fight it again, it killed me, and I'm heartbroken. But aside from that, I tried to do something new. My son has been watching, I say new, not brand new, as in a new game, but new for me. My son's been watching people play Minecraft, what's it called? Pixelmon. That's it. It's a Pokemon.
Yeah.
He's been watching it all week religiously. He's proper into it. And so I thought, well, why don't I get it on my Mac and I'll try and get it working. It took forever to get working. I hate gaming on non-console stuff. I want it just on a disc. I'm telling it to Kev from about 4 years ago. I was just really annoyed that it wasn't just clicking a button and it started working after it had downloaded. I started this up for my son. And do you remember years ago, I used to get incredibly motion sick just trying to play shooting games. I must have sat with my son for half an hour playing this, and I was trying to get the controls to work, and I think I tried to go left and it didn't move, and I tried to go forward and it went left, and it just went a bit funny. And I must have spent about an hour and a half, 2 hours laying in a dark room, completely rigid. This is today, the dark room bit. I didn't think I was going to be on the show at one point because I was so sick from vertigo. I was just knocked out. I was just wrecked. I tried to put the kids to bed and I couldn't do it. I got up and just staggered into the bedroom and laid down, and I was just like laying on the sofa, and it got to like 9 o'clock and I'm thinking, oh, I've got to just get over it. It made me so ill. I don't know how to play this without basically.
It sounds
dying.
like you probably shouldn't.
Yeah. I need to try and program a controller to work with it. That's what I think, but I don't think I should. Yeah. Whereas my son's like, I want to play more of it. It's exactly what he's looking for. It's like a Minecraft world he can walk around with, and all the Pokemon that exist are running wild in Minecraft, and they all look pretty good. I'm quite impressed with it as an add-on. You know, it runs on the latest version of Minecraft, and it's constantly being updated and reskinned, and you know, there's a big community around it. I'm sure everyone's heard of Pixelmon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it wasn't that hard to install. It was just that I had to learn how to do it. But
A bit of faffing. Faffing with it, yeah. But
I'm quite impressed.
Yeah.
I just need. I think if I had a controller, and it took me too long to figure out how to talk to. Oh, hang on, I'm getting a cramp in my leg. Ouch. Oh, Jesus!
Just tried to play the game again.
Yeah. Giving a cramp.
I'm falling apart. I don't know if I'm talking to my mic right. Ow, Jesus.
Well, you sound very southern and grunty.
I'm in so much pain.
Oh, that's cheered me up no end after the Discord run.
But no, it looks really cool. Like they've built all these little Pokemon towns, and you talk to people, and all of the characters are there from the game. But then I wander into like the long grass or whatever, and there's like giant Pokemon just wandering around, and my son just thought it was amazing. So I'm going to try and see if they have controller support, and then I'm going to sit him in front of it, because tomorrow it's my daughter's birthday thing. That her birthday was the other week, and she's got some friends coming over. So I'm thinking me and my son are basically relegated to stay out of the way for 24 hours. And I'm thinking if I sit him in front of that and I sleep, because I won't be able to watch it. If I watch it, I'll die. So I'll just sleep while he plays it, I think. He will love it.
Father of the year.
But if going back to Kev's like request, if someone knows a way for me to not die, then I'll sit with him. But my plan is to put that on, to put Pokemon films on, and if we need to go outside, we'll go and do some Pokemon raids. It's going to be a Pokemon day. I just need to keep him entertained for 24 hours while our house gets destroyed.
Splendid. Anna, what have you been playing?
Not a lot.
That's not true. You've been playing the same game really rather a lot.
Yeah, but not. I haven't played a lot of things. Just one thing.
Just one thing, a lot.
Yeah. Would you like to tell us about that one thing?
I can do.
You probably should.
So I was reading. I'm still playing it now. Divinity Original Sin 2 on the PC. For 50 hours.
Fit what?
What, this week?
Yeah.
How? I didn't realise you'd played that much.
Yeah.
How? Genuinely how?
Because Rue's poorly, so when he's in bed, I pop it on.
Okay.
And he's been in bed a lot. And I stay up till really early in the morning, and then I'm tired.
Okay.
But it's like, you play it, and you're like, oh, just past this part. Then the story gets interesting, so you need to carry it on. or there's like a treasure chest that you want to do, or you get into a fight, because fights are not short in this game. They are long, and sometimes they are very hard. But yeah, so I played one on the Xbox.
Yeah.
We got it years ago. I didn't really like it, and then I played it again, I think like last year.
Mm-hmm,
yeah, last year.
Yeah.
And I played quite a lot of it, but then I started uni and I didn't go back to it. And then 2 came out in September. And again, I played a bit of it. It was like, I haven't got no time. I've got uni work to do, so I didn't play it. I started it. I got to a boat. So you basically land on an island because you're taken prisoner and you have to get off that island. And I managed to do that with great difficulty because I was like, oh God, this is all new. I've not played it on the PC before because it is keyboard. I have found out now it is controller compatible, but now I've got used to using the keyboard with it. I'm all right with the keyboard. It's not, you move with like the mouse, so it's like click.
Yeah, you point and move, yeah.
Which I can do. And I just, it's good. I like the fact that you can pick your different classes. You can pick, like, the way you pick your team is basically you meet them on the first boat that you're on, and then you can pick and choose through the whole first act, I believe, who you want, like, primarily in your class. I made a mistake because there was one person I wanted and I didn't find them and I didn't get them. So now I'm stuck with the team I have, which I'm not bothered about now because I'm used to them. But I did want the guy, but I couldn't find him on the boat at the time. But I know he is there. It's just I was playing it. I just wanted to get past the first part because I'd already done the first part. But yeah, I'm just keep playing it. I'm still not quite sure what's going on because before you played, you were, I can't remember, you were like in the void and you were a god, and now you're a god woke and it's all like fluffy and I don't understand. But I just like, because there's little quests and you just pick them up as like, because there's no like quest points, you just like stumble upon them and then you go and do them. And I like that. And the fact that you don't, if you go one way and it's too hard for you, you can go back to what they called, like a spirit place where you can travel back and forth to, and then go a different way and go back to that place later because it's always one of the like fast travel places. So I like that because I've done that twice there. I went to one place like, oh, that's too hard, leave there. Or went to another, oh no, that's a bit too hard, I need to go and get some more weapons, I'll leave there. And now I've stumbled upon this other camp that needs my help for the same area that I'm doing for somebody else. So it all comes together and it's all just, yeah, I like it a lot. So I'm going to play this for now because Kevin keeps taking my PlayStation at night.
Yeah, that's mean, isn't it?
It is. So I have to sit over here while he plays on my PlayStation, which I have bought with my own money in my chair, just messing the whole area up. It's annoying because he shouts at me because the controllers have died. I'm like, put them on charge then, but he doesn't. He thinks they just magically charge their
PlayStation. It's not my
Kevin,
PlayStation.
I'm not the one that's using it, so I'm not going to know which ones are dead.
At this rate, I'm going to have to bring my own controller in from out of the garage.
Why have you got a controller? You don't even have a PlayStation out there.
Yeah, but I bought this earlier in the year when I had a PlayStation out here.
Early in the year, did you?
Yeah, it's my PlayStation Pro controller. So I
have a PlayStation Pro.
Yeah, and I have a Pro controller.
I also have a Pro controller. That came with the Pro. Anyway, that's all I played. I did get Nio. I put that on.
No.
And then I turned it off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I back.
Not yet. It's still. I was going to go back to because when I did play it, I was very tired. I think it was like a Tuesday, and Andy's been really ill, so I've been really tired. But I got to like the first so there's like you get top of the tower because you start in London.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah, you start in London in a like a prison kind of thing.
Right.
And you have to get out there, then you have to basically get to the top so you can jump out into the Thames. I'm assuming, I'm not sure. You know that big place we go from Bodine's down to Starbucks and then go around that big castle thing.
Castles, that's Tower of London, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's where you are.
Right, yeah.
And you have to escape there. So I got out.
You're describing the Tower of London as a place between Bodine's and Starbucks.
Yeah.
Those notable landmarks as global.
I don't know what it's called. That place there.
Near our flat.
Yeah, so I got to the top and I beat like the boss, and then this guy. Your main character looks like a younger Witcher, and he's Irish.
Yeah. I know what
He
you mean.
does, doesn't he? I'm looking at a picture of him now.
Yeah, and so I got to the top. I killed like the boss, and then this guy came in, told me I was gonna die, and then like reanimated the boss I just killed, and then I had to go and kill him again. But he was like a lot stronger, and I was like, I'm too tired for waiting around and dodging, so I turned it off and I haven't gone back to it. But I do like it. I want to play more of that game. It's just that day I was very tired and I didn't have the patience for it, because that game is like, is it Dark Souls and Surge? It's that kind of game where you have to watch for patterns and this, that, and the other. And I haven't got the patience to keep doing the same thing over and over again. I did get through the Tower of London. I did get to the top, but I didn't get to go to Japan. So you're basically a samurai who's Irish going to Japan. It's very because like, you're not a samurai before that. It's weird. I don't quite know the story, but yeah, I was in the Tower of London and I got my uniform and I got to the top. I'm just tired, so it's still over there now. And I've got like 2 more weeks off, I think. Yeah, the 12th. So I've got plenty of time to play that and to play Divinity, because I think it's a very big game and there's a lot to do. And like you can play this over and over again because you can play with different characters and different classes. So that's what I'm going to do, because I can't think of any games that are out now. Or
no, it's quiet at a minute till the start of February. It's quiet. And they'll start coming out again.
What is out? What is coming? Because
there's a lot of to be fair, I don't know, because there's a lot of stuff coming out on Switch in February. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
I think like my next game would be Far Cry 5,
March,
and maybe that co-op game that I can play with Kevin.
Oh,
Prison.
Lordy.
Supermarket Sweep.
Oh, the one where they're in prison.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the
really
one.
Good.
Yeah, that's out in end of March as well. Yeah.
That's not too far off.
And
And I only have
aren't
like.
we?
Are we?
I think we should.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Well, we'll see.
Set a camera up pointing at us both.
Oh no, thank you.
Yeah, but that's how was to expect us to stream it?
You can be on the thing. I'll just be over audio.
Yeah, shouting at you.
Nonsense.
You're mucking around again.
If I crack my phone... Oh, no, I haven't. Excellent. Right, then. Kevin.
Excellent.
Or Sheepdog, what you been playing?
We did all that.
Did we? I can't hear Sheepdog very well, so I don't know if he's...
Lucky you.
No, it's not lucky. I can hear him, but I can't exactly hear what he's saying.
So you missed me get a cramp and then go...
Oh, yeah, I remember. I was killing a lizard. So
I disappeared for like the first 5 minutes of your thing.
She doesn't mean in game either.
Yeah. The first part of you talking, I could hear you from the other side while I was just hopping around in pain. I'm fine now. No
are you better?
Good
Excellent.
Sheepdog.
Yeah. Are we on to the old idiot box now? Or?
Yeah, I think we might be.
Yeah, sure.
Have any of you watched Hard Sun, the BBC thing they were banging on about? Hard Sun.
Doesn't sound like the sort of thing I'd watch.
No, it's not.
It's made by the fella who made Luther.
Yeah, I've not watched that either.
They went, you've never watched Luther? I
know what it is, but I've never watched it.
That's good, but this isn't good at all.
No good?
No, the BBC have been banging on about it for weeks, and so I thought, it's about 2 cops are investigating a death, and they find that the guy who died discovered some GCHQ MI5 conspiracy that the world's going to end in 5 years, and they're not really sure why or how or whatever, but the evidence stacks, I guess, because it creates this whole show. But like, they make a big deal out of the hook of the world's ending in 5 years, and then they do 6 episodes where it's just a cop drama and it's really boring. And I can't believe how much time and effort they put into marketing this as the best thing ever. And it's so basic. It's unreal. Like, I'm not recommending it. I'd love to hear what people who have seen it think, because I've not seen the last one, but I don't care if that last episode is the best episode of anything ever, because the other 5 are trash, absolute trash. It's just like they'll have a scene where someone's getting murdered because the person who's murdering them has got some weird belief about what hard sun is, because that's what the conspiracy is called. And he'll like grab a child or a 9-year-old or basically a young innocent person, and like someone like my wife's like, they're gasping and shocked because they're about, oh my god, they're going to kill a child, they can't kill a child, oh my god, I don't want the child to be killed. And then obviously they get rescued, and it's like, the BBC are never going to do that, so there's no drama, there's no risk to it whatsoever. And it's just real boring paint by numbers trash, but everyone's raving about it on Twitter as though it's the best thing the BBC have done in years. As well as Luther, this guy's written some really poor episodes of Doctor Who, and it seems like he just cast most of the actors as any old trash you could get from Doctor Who. It's like, I'm really disappointed, because it sounded good, like a show about knowing the world's going to end in 5 years and dealing with that information. I was kind of like, this is right up my street, but it's just gash, absolute gash. Really don't recommend it.
So 5 stars.
Yeah, 4 out of 5. What else has been on this week? I'm trying to think now. I watched the 200th episode of Modern Family. That's still going. It's been going for 201 episodes now, apparently.
Really? Wow.
I love that program. I just like it's always just the same thing, set pieces, loads of randomness. It's entertaining. It feels like they've, it'll be remembered fondly in the Malcolm in the Middle, Modern Family, Scrubs, There's just a long line of those shows. It'll retire. They'll bring out another show about middle class people. It'll, keep it coming. I imagine the dad from that. Well, I can't remember the actor's name. He's been in films, but I imagine he'll be in the equivalent of Breaking Bad in 5 years' time. But the only dad, Phil.
There's 2. The old man.
Yeah, but they're not dads. They're the father-in-law of the dad and the brother-in-law of the dad. Phil's the dad.
But he's the guy from Married with Children.
Yeah, but he's not the dad, is he? He's the father-in-law.
Yeah, but he's a bit. But he's the wife's dad, and the gay couple's dad. It's
about the Dumfries, and then everyone else is a satellite to them. They're the family, yeah.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
He's the dad. So. Jay's the granddad.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
What's his name? Mitch is the brother.
Yeah, I suppose so. Everything rotates around him, I suppose.
They're the family. Although I only watch it for Jay and Gloria, their family's the best family. But I love it. Good. It's very, very good. I'm kind of stealing the whole TV bit, probably as usual, but also very, very good is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. this year is fantastic.
I know it's been getting gradually better in places.
Yeah, it's like their best season in. I mean, it was good last season. Last season was a vast improvement on the one before, but this season is ridiculously good. Because the Marvel Universe is obviously dealing with where it all is heading to a climax with the whole. Yeah, they can't carry on in that kind of situation. So they've taken the rather bold decision of just sending most of the cast to the future.
What?
Yeah, and then having the first load of episodes are set with them in the future, and then other cast members have kind of caught up with them to try and help them out and save them, and it's just it's just fascinating. It's just so good. It's proper geeky sci-fi stuff in the Marvel universe, rather than in previous years it's tried to just do the whole Inhuman thing and contribute to the universe and not really pulled it off. But last year it was a whole season pretty much set in virtual reality. This season it's all set in the future. It feels like they're actually putting some effort into making this kind of stand on its own feet and just be part of the universe. And what I'm guessing, and I guess I could be wrong, but part of my faith in this is that at the end they'll get back to the present and be part of Infinity War somehow, even if it's only a small part. But in terms of writing and episodes and what they're doing, it's definitely the best season I've done in ages. And my wife and I are really enjoying it. It's fantastic.
Good.
Splendid.
Good Sheepdog.
Me and Anna watched an entire series in a night.
Really?
We did. The End of the Effing World.
I've seen that
on
mentioned.
Netflix. It was really, really, really good. I don't know how we missed it when it was on Channel 4 last year. It obviously just didn't get any hype then. But it hit Netflix this week. And it was just very, very good. It's about two teenage runaways and their adventures that they get up to when they're... I can't really say any more without immediately throwing spoilers from the first episode. It's just good. Go watch it. It was good enough to hold my attention through 8 20-minute episodes. Nice little self-contained mini-series, knocked out in 2.5 hours. You said that. I don't know that it was.
That's what it says on the synopsis thing on Netflix.
What did what say?
End of the effing world.
No. What did Kev say? He wasn't sure it said.
That it was a comic.
Yeah, I've just quickly Googled it. I think I've spoiled a little bit because A, it says it was a comic. B, it says they're making a season 2.
No, they can't.
Well, the article I saw was, really, Netflix, you shouldn't make a season 2 of this show, but apparently they are.
Why? It was fine how it was.
Yeah, so I need to watch it now to find out why they shouldn't, so I can have that opinion. But I mean, I don't know. You can't tell me why they shouldn't because I want to know now. But it's funny.
This comic on Amazon to buy new is £741.
Bargain.
Jeez.
Buy 2.
Yeah. I don't think it's currently in print.
So it is a comic.
Yeah, but it's just not available anywhere, which is why I couldn't find it when I looked for it.
Wow.
So I won't be reading that.
Try and find a
you
digital
get it
version of it.
Comixology.
You remember Comixology as a thing that exists? That's worrying.
It's probably because it's all over a credit card bill, Kev.
Yeah, that's why I am a little concerned that she knows what it is. It's
that place you buy food and
yeah, it's treatment for comics addiction. That's what it is. We have to pay them.
No, it isn't.
So that I don't buy comics. And no, it's not on Comixology either.
It stands for chemotherapy or medicine.
No, it doesn't.
Near. I can't think of any more letters.
Oh, it is on Comixology. You just put the initials in. TEOTFW. It's $9.99 on Comixology.
You can't say that number, and you said it all those times wrong.
Yeah.
9.99.
Shut your face. I might buy this. Can I have £10, Anna? Actually, no. I'd rather get a post-podcast pizza. I've seen the TV show now. I don't need to read the comic. But the general gist is the boy is obsessed with death and wants to find somebody to kill, and he's immediately presented with a girl who wants to run away from her life and asks him to go with her, and he goes because he thinks it'd be a good opportunity to kill her, and it just sort of goes from there. It's awesome.
How many episodes was it?
8.
They're only like 20
I
minings.
was hoping you'd say 6. Oh, 20 minutes. I can live with that.
Yeah, you'll have it done in an evening comfortably.
Yeah, I'll watch it tomorrow night then while we're having a house screaming down thing with the girls.
Why not?
Cool.
Ooh.
I tell you what, I forgot. I completely forgot. I watched all of season 2 of Car Share this week. You watch Car Share, anyone?
Car Share's brilliant. It's one of the best things that's ever been on TV.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Although it nearly broke me watching the final episode of season 2.
Why?
It's just
Is that the most recent one? Just so that I
season
Oh,
2.
Peter Kay's car share.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, sorry, I thought this was the comedian one where they share cars and sing and
that's-
stuff. No, yeah, Peter Kay's, that's amazing.
Yeah.
The finale was horrific, though.
Yeah. It's like you can't end it like that. You cannot end it like that. It is.
When is the next lot out?
They're not. They're doing one more episode this year. To
What?
tie it out. That's it.
Why?
Because they were done at this.
Yeah, but everyone was outraged of how it ended.
Yeah.
Yeah, Peter Kay's an idiot, because there's like doing the whole Ricky Gervais model of, I don't want to do a season 3, but ending it like that.
Well, they're doing one more episode to wrap it up.
Well,
So-
yeah.
They need to get together. That ended.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't mind if they don't get together as long as they end it, but that was weird. It was.
Yeah, it was just like, you left me on that cliffhanger, and you're gonna leave me on that cliffhanger for about a year now.
I just assumed they were going to churn out another 10 or whatever, and it was going to keep going over time.
No.
I didn't realise it had finished.
They haven't
don't
made
think
10 in total, I don't think. Have they? Wasn't the first
Yeah.
season only like 3 episodes?
No, there's 4 episodes, so they have made
I
10
can't remember.
total. 6 in the first season, 4 in the second.
And
But
it's
he
weird.
didn't want to make them. He didn't want to make season 2. He got talked into
Why?
season 2.
Because he
I-
probably had it. He had it
can't-
written in his head as a 6-episode thing that was a complete story that was told.
Yeah, it was told, and it kind of ended, where it did.
Yeah.
And it's weird that we all really like this program about a man and a woman sharing a car and falling in love. That doesn't really seem like the kind of thing that the 4 of us would be going, oh, it was awesome.
Yeah,
It was awesome, though.
it's
All the
very
songs
funny.
and stuff.
It's a very funny program.
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
I look
Right.
forward-
Any more television or movies?
No.
Because you know what that means.
I'm trying to convince my daughter to see the new Pixar film tomorrow.
Oh yes,
And she's
definitely.
insistent on seeing the new Jumanji film,
No,
which
no,
apparently it's really good.
Oh, it is good, but
Yeah.
Coco.
Yeah.
Coco was one of the best Pixar films ever.
See, and because I've convinced my son, I'm being tight, because it will save me about 35 quid, I'm convincing him we should stay home and watch Pokemon films on Netflix and stuff. So I'm kind of in two minds. Like, I think if she saw Coco, she'd be happier. But part of me is like, yeah, watch Jumanji. It's probably all right. It's probably quite good fun. But Coco's probably, memorable. And I'd rather watch that with her when the time comes. We sent a little text out to all the mums saying, do you mind if we take your kids to see a 12A film? Part of me was like, I hope they say no, so they have to see Coco. But I think 2 of the 3 have said, yeah, that's fine. So I think they're seeing Jumanji. But I feel like
Jumanji's supposed
Coco's...
to be all right, but
Yeah,
Coco I would rather see Coco than Jumanji.
It's Pixar, isn't it? So it's going to be at least 8 or 9 out of 10.
But a lot of people are raving about this film because it came out in America before Christmas, and people are saying this is the best. This is up there with Toy Story for the best Pixar film.
Awesome. Yeah, it looks good.
So,
I've not seen it yet.
yeah,
I know people hate me talking about stuff I've not seen yet, but it does look very good.
I'll be the judge of that. Right, I believe it is Comics O'Clock. Anna, are you sticking around for Comics O'Clock?
No.
I wanted you to repeat what you said to me the other night when you saw what I was reading.
Oh,
Which is what?
Don't you recall that there was a particular comic that you looked over that I was reading in bed on my iPad, and you told me I wasn't allowed to read it anymore?
No.
Okay.
I was probably sleeping.
Yeah, you said that you could handle superheroes. You didn't mind Batman. You didn't mind me watching wrestling, but you
Right.
didn't want me lying in bed next to you reading the Flintstones.
Whoa, which Flintstones? The new Flintstones.
The new Flintstones.
New Flintstones is amazing.
I remember that now. I was like, what could you possibly be reading that's that bad?
It's really good.
It is fantastic.
I've only read the first four, I think.
That.
It's awesome.
It was the fact that Fred was sitting on, is it Betty is the other one's wife, and he was sitting on her knee, and I couldn't understand why. And then I was like, "Why are you reading Flintstones?" It was just like
because it's brilliant.
Yeah, but you're regressing, and
it's just the modern Stone Age family.
This is not Anna. This is not a kids' comic.
Oh no, because the other week I saw you one that had males doing males, and now you're. Yeah, it was from your.
I think that was in The Wicked and the Divine. There was.
Yeah, it was from your thing, Pab. Right. So there was like man love, and I was like, okay, it's a bit weird. And then a few weeks later, he's looking at children comics.
It is not I promise you, the new version, the new Flintstones comic is absolutely not for kids.
I can't remember if it was 4 or 5 of them I read, and it's just hilarious. It's so clever and good.
Don't they go to like the bowling club or whatever it is, or the caribou club that they go to? Is like for PTSD war veterans.
Yeah. And there was like a whole thing about Fred and Wilma wanting to get married, going nuts because they don't believe in monogamy. They're trying
it's
to
much more basically modern satire, but through it's the most perfect kind of satire because they're showing how ridiculous all of the current modern issues are by taking them back to the Stone Age and and just playing opposite world with them. So there was a whole bit about the war when the cavemen people were supposedly trying to attack them, but they were never attacking, and they had to defend against them. And was it a justifiable war? And then there's the whole stuff about, well, people shouldn't marry. Why would anyone get married? And then they had Adam and Steve knocking about as well, and talk about whether Adam and Steve should be allowed to get married. And it's just so cleverly done. It's absolutely brilliant. I've read both volumes of it. Really? I can't believe this is it. That's it. It's just 12 issues.
Yeah, they're done. I imagine they would. I imagine it didn't sell well, I don't think.
But it was, it's so good. I don't know how I missed it. It came out in 2016. It was in the Comixology sale, and I went for it because I'd heard good things, and I was very much not disappointed. It was just absolutely brilliant. If you get the opportunity to pick up the new DC Flintstones from 2016, you look at the cover of it and it's Fred Flintstone drawn not in cartoon style. So then you know it's the right one.
But Kev, you might want to check out Scooby-Doo Team Up. I've not read this one, but Scooby-Doo with Batman and Robin.
Hold on. Anna?
Yeah?
Don't just type goodbye. Say goodbye to the listeners.
Yeah, but you're not going on about Flintstones and Scooby-Doo. I just wanted to leave you to it.
So, but you still have to say goodbye to everybody. Don't be rude. So where can people find you on the internet?
I'm everywhere. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Snapchat.
I'm not going to tell them how to find you on these places.
I'm not
just have to come and look for you.
I've got so many different names, but I am on all of them somewhere.
You're really not going to tell them how to find you.
On Twitter, I'm at Miss Leloucho.
That'll do.
Hold on, because I like Instagram now. I'm Instagramming everything. Like, I just Instagram my game because it looks really pretty. My Instagram is, I still don't know.
Anna Leloucho, isn't it? I think on there.
Is it?
I don't know.
I don't even know, you know.
Well, I'm sure they'll find you.
I think it's like Anna _Leloucho. There you go.
Splendid.
There you go.
Underscore it.
Well, bye-bye then, Anna.
Toodaloo, Anna.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye, Anna.
Bye.
Talk to me about Scooby-Doo.
Yes.
Well, it's Scooby-Doo with Batman and Robin. It's called Scooby-Doo Team Up. And
that's not the new one, though, is it, Sheepdog?
It is, isn't it?
No, I mean, it is, but is it the gritty reboot of Scooby-Doo with Batman and Robin?
Yeah, I think so. It's the 20 a year. I'm guessing 16 because it's got a lot of volumes. I've just Googled it quickly. Bloody hell, it's got like 60 odd volumes. Is that the newest one?
That's not the new.
If we're looking at a
reboot.
gritty reboot, I suggest that Scooby Apocalypse, isn't it?
Yeah, Scooby Apocalypse.
That's next to it.
That's the one that's like
written by Jim Lee, amongst other people, on a Scooby-Doo comic. Is this the same sort of premise then?
Yeah, they did a whole. I've got most of them. They did a whole Hanna-Barbera reboot.
Yeah,
DC,
they did.
with a gritty reboot. Because I've got the Space Ghost one. No, what's it called? Johnny Quest one. There's a Wacky Races one. Scooby-Doo and.
What's a gritty version of Wacky Races? Are they just?
It's like Mad Max.
Oh wow! I'll have to read that.
Yeah.
Okay. There's apparently they brought out Dastardly and Muttley as well, and
wouldn't surprise me.
From November they started the Jetsons.
There you go.
That'd be like a post-apocalyptic dystopian future.
I don't know what they did, but they've rebooted all of these Hanna-Barbera cartoons into these like weird like alternate takes on the comics. It's great.
It'd be worth doing a volume 1 of the Jetsons just because you could use the first 4 pages with the opening title sequence. You could meet George Jetson. Yeah. His boy Elroy. just have that would cover about 5 pages, and then just have him argue with his boss. Job done. The Jetsons was good, although it was set in nowadays, wasn't it? Where's my flying car?
Yeah, I'm afraid they got that wrong. Really predicting that in the 60s whenever they put it out. 80s.
You know what they did there, Pab? They shut the bed.
We're saying they got it wrong. Perhaps we got it wrong by not developing that stuff.
That's a good point. We didn't follow.
It seems like they got it right, and we just got lazy.
Yeah, that sounds more like it.
Well, maybe they promised so much, we all just got, we took it for granted.
Exactly.
Anyway, go on, Kev.
The other thing I've read, did I talk about New Frontier last?
New Frontier.
Sounds like I didn't. This is another thing that I picked up in the Comixology Christmas sale for like pennies, like £2 maybe for the whole thing. This is a masterpiece that I now want to get in the hardback just to put on my shelf. Darwin Cook wrote and drew it, I believe. Yeah. And it basically is. It feels a lot like a precursor to the DC Bombshells. It's set in that it's set shortly after the war.
Oh yes,
and it has this really awesome gimmick of it's telling the story from the end of the Justice Society and superheroes becoming illegal and having to go underground, all the way through to the start of the Justice League. But it follows a timeline from the late 50s through to the sort of mid 60s and introduces the characters to the New Frontier storyline at the time when they first appeared in the comics. So Superman and Wonder Woman already exist, and they're working for the US government because they were around before. Batman's hovering around in the background as well. But then the other heroes, they start to appear as they started to appear in the comics. So you have Martian Manhunter making his way to Earth. You have the Green Lantern with Hal Jordan getting his ring and his lantern, and the Flash learning from the previous Flash who was banned and wasn't allowed to. So you got Barry Allen learning off of what's his face, whose name escapes me at the moment.
Jay Garrett.
Yeah, him. And it's just really, really, really well done, telling all the stories, all nicely intertwined, showing how they went from being the big massive heroes to public enemy number one to, okay, there's a big thing going on, we need you lot to come back, and we need the new ones, and we need you all to work together. And it's one of the few Green Lantern focused stories that I've ever enjoyed, because I would say probably if I had to pick the protagonist of the whole thing, it's Hal Jordan. And I don't really like him, and I don't really like Green Lanterns, but this is well done. And it's just very, very good. The Martian Manhunter parts are brilliant as well.
Have you read Blackest Night?
I have not.
Because when you just said then, you kind of got my back up slightly, because oddly, the best DC comics I've read have been Green Lantern stories. I think the art is mental in them. It's Wicked and Divine level artwork. Blackest Night is one of those. I'd suggest researching.
I think I've got it. I bought it for like £3 at some point. It's on my shelf.
What's this one called again?
This is New Frontier. I think I made Pab buy it as well. We were both down in Forbidden Planet, I think.
What's that?
And Blackest Night. I'm
No,
sure
I
we
didn't.
both
I chose
bought
not
it.
to buy it. I remember you forcing
I
it on
said,
me, and I chose not to.
Sheepdog's been harping on about this recently. I'm going to buy it.
Yeah, I do remember.
I think I
that
read it
now.
on like a boring train journey. And
Yeah, you did.
I don't know if I've got New Frontier actually in my pile of shame, or whether it was one on my list that I never actually received. But
Well, you need to get your paws on it.
because Green Lantern does have some good stories, he's just badly handled, and he's got some.
You even get
cringeworthy-
Batman getting his changed costume as he moved on throughout the 60s. You have the reason Martian Manhunter looked the way he did in the 60s compared to where he looks now. That's all explained. It's just
Now he's dead now.
Well,
Who? What?
okay, further on now when this came out.
Oh, right.
But why he looked the way he did back then compared to how he looked, say, in the 80s and 90s.
I'm still feeling some sort of fanboy mythishness that he doesn't exist anymore, and Cyborg is still floating around as this tedious.
Well, that's the other thing, because it's set in the 60s. There's no Cyborg to be found.
Yeah.
Here's your Justice League origin story.
Yeah.
It does
Look at
bother
this.
me.
And in actual fact, this could have been a really cool way to do it in the movies if there was a way. If there'd have been a way to bring this up to date, which a lot of the storyline stuff is very much focused on Cold War kind of storylines because of when it was all happening. So you couldn't tell this exact story, but the premise of it, where you've got Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman already exist in this world, but they've had to go underground or work for the government one way or the other. And then you need to then bring in these characters one by one to build this bigger team to fight the big bad. They could have easily done that in the movies because they already had Batman and Superman established. They could have established Wonder Woman the way they did anyway. And that would have explained why Batman's 1,000 years old in the film.
Kingdom Come's a good one for following everyone being a bit old. And
Yeah, I've got that on my shelf as well. I think
I
Vimesy
enjoy it.
sent me that.
I read that. It's weird. Certain comic books stand out for me because I read the other one we mentioned, The Blackest Night, on a long train journey up north. I read Kingdom Come when Claire was heavily pregnant, Kirsty, sorry, and I was sleeping in a spare room, and I just lay there one night reading Kingdom Come all night, and it was just like, this is so good. You know, I actually said to her, I might sleep in there more often. I kind of got through quite a lot of comics. But Kingdom Come's another one, yeah, like you say, that just it covers off a lot of that stuff about the heroes and modernizing bits and questioning bits, and yeah.
Splendid. What have you crazy kids been perusing?
I'm reading one at the moment. It annoys me that I've read it. I said last week, didn't I? It was a Super Sons one about trying to kill Superman's son. I read a bit more of that. There's one more bloody part to it, and I'm waiting for it to come out. But I keep thinking it's out, and then it doesn't come out. It's just an advert telling me about it. But that story, I've read a couple more of them in the past week, and yeah, it's playing out really well. I think that'll be a cool sort of standalone. You know, they'll do a trade of that eventually, probably. That's been really good. I haven't read it yet, but I got the Judas contract through the Teen Titans story. It's supposed to be their best story of all the stories. I basically, a long time ago, wrote in like best DC trade paperbacks, best Teen Titans story, best this, that, and the other story. And this is supposedly their best one. eBay sent me a £10 off if I spend £30 voucher, so I spent £20 on stuff my wife wanted, and then went, oh, just put this voucher in and get a free comic, and got Judas contract through. So I'm excited to read that. I'm up to speed on Giant Days. I think it was 34. It's the most recent one. Have you read that, Kev?
I wasn't listening. What?
Giant Days 34.
I read the new one that came out last week or whenever it was. So yes, I have read it.
The Pub Crawl.
Yeah.
Do you think they're going to do anything? I don't want to spoil it for Pab or the listener, but they're not going to do anything stupid with that, are they?
What, the ending?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'd be disappointed if they did.
I don't. It'll be an interesting thing to see what happens.
Yeah, I was kind of like, it doesn't really feel like it's the kind of comic that would do something dramatic.
That's why they should.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. I love the fact that they did a whole comic based around 2 characters, and then on one page, like 75% of the way through, they just had a 1 page of the other characters like coloring in a coloring book.
That was very cool.
Yeah,
because I was just starting to wonder, where are they?
Yeah, it's exactly the same for me. I was just there like, is this really just them 2 for an entire comic? But it's great. Trying to think what else. I finished the Death comic that I mentioned last week, which was amazing. Really enjoyed that. I seriously wish you would get into Sandman, but I don't know if I also don't know if it'd be your thing.
I bought volume 1 on the Comixology Christmas sale. I bought quite a few bits. I got Phonogram, which I've wanted for a while. I got the first volume of Sandman. I got Day Tripper. I got Death Vigil. I got Black Science. I got Descender. There's a few, but these were all like £2. So I just filled my boots and just bought a whole load of stuff.
The thing that worries me most, the reason why I don't think you'll like it, is it's hard. It's hard going sometimes. Like it has these amazing. I feel like what happens with reading that is I start reading and I think, can't be bothered. Like, shut up. And then I read it a bit more and I'm like, that was amazing. Like, this is the best thing ever. I need to read more. And then I read through more and I enjoy it. And I finish it and I get this kind of glow of just, that was amazing. But then I start the next one and I just think, get lost, you pompous idiot. Like, ugh. And I stopped reading it for like 10 weeks and then I pick it up because I spent money on it and I finish it. And I think it's amazing again. And I just do that every time. And I think I guess that's just his style. It's like hit and miss. There's just certain bits of it. So I don't know what you'll think. You might be able to be an adult and just read all the way through and judge it at the end. But I kind of, if I had a fireplace in my house, I'd probably have bought 3 copies of these books because I'd have just thrown it into them and then bought another one and read it. I love them though. I've got them all and it's like my favorite, but there's just certain times when I'm just like, ugh. I think that's everything I've done this week, but no, I mean, I want you to read it so you can either validate it or just criticize it in the same way I do. That it's great.
My instinct is to criticize it just because it will feel like I'm criticizing you.
He's been appearing a lot in the latest DC stuff, the Dark Metal stuff. Sandman's been a lot of that because it's all about the whole universe and the way it all ties together. They can't really not.
That's leading into a massive launch of new characters, isn't it? This whole metal thing.
Is it really?
They're launching a whole range of new superheroes. They're all. I think they start at the end of this month. I was reading about it the other day. I forget what it was called, but it looks like they've just got a whole load of all the Marvel ones that they don't already have equivalents of. They're now getting equivalents of. So there's one who just looks like the Hulk. There's a team that looks like the Fantastic Four. Hold on, I'm just googling it now to try and.
They do have an advert at the end of every one that was like DC Showcase.
The new age of DC heroes. Dark Metal. Dark Knight's Metal is the lead up to the New Age of Superheroes event, which starts in January. There's Damage, the Silencer, which is just a Black Widow Punisher crossover by the looks of it.
They're bringing back
Sideways, who looks like Spider-Man. They've got the Terrifics, which has got Mr. Terrific in. But
I was going to say
they look like the Fantastic Four.
They do. I've just brought it up. Mr. Terrific was one that surprised me because in Arrow he's like a character in the TV show, and I'd never really seen him in the comics. And then he came back from another dimension to help one of the characters out in this.
But they have put some proper superstar teams on these books. Just looking at some of the creators involved, there's John Romita Jr., Dan Didio, Jeff Lemire, Jim Lee, James Tynion IV. They've Scott Snyder in their full superstar team of creators towards launching these new characters and new books.
It's interesting that because this seems, it is separate from Rebirth and all of that. It's like they're making the odd decision to split it all apart, and the Silencer just sounds like the Punisher, doesn't it?
And looks like a female Punisher. You've got Damage looks like the Hulk. Sideways looks like Spider-Man. The Terrifics and the Fantastic Four. It is weird. what they've
So they're
done.
bringing back Plastic Man, who just looks like is it Mr. Fantastic in the?
Yeah.
But Plastic Man has been making me laugh in I think it's Dark Metal that he's in, because he's just an egg. He just got hurt at some point or another, and there's just been a plastic egg through the entire Dark Metal story. I don't know how many more comics it's got to go, but where I am now, I can't remember who it is. It might be Green Lantern and somebody else are just in space in a ship with this plastic egg. And I'm just reading it thinking, why is Mr. Plastic an egg? He's been dead for 15 years in the comics. They just seem to have written him back in as an egg. I don't really get it at all, but but I can see in the picture that it is just like you say, the Fantastic Four. I want to see, so I've still played DC Legends religiously, and because I figured out how to do well at it, one of my strongest characters in that is Lobo. And I want to see him in more comics. He was in, what was he in? Balls. He was in one of the Superman stories where a lot of the grey characters that are bad, but like Harley Quinn has turned good and Poison Ivy has turned good. Well, this guy's also turned good. And apparently he's banned from the afterlife and can't die, and he calls everyone pistaches or whatever, some weird swear word that is rubbish and it's really cringy, but as a character he seems quite cool. So I'm hoping he gets more. I imagine he was probably in the last run of DC's attempts to release a load of new characters. He feels a bit like that.
It does seem a weird thing for them to be doing, though, when they've got Rebirth still going on and we still don't know what that was all about. And they're now throwing this whole wave of new heroes that, I don't know, I'm a DC man, and I'm looking at this thinking, I like the look at some of the creators that are on it, but I can't see a single book here that looks original and exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, they've even got the Immortal Man, who has, he's a metahuman with a healing factor and swords on his back. And seriously, what are they thinking?
Wow.
Well, the write-up I'm reading, there's a secret history to the DC universe of humanity from shadows since the dawn of time. Heroes who can live forever enter the Immortal Men, the team headed by the Immortal Man. And they've waged a secret war against the House of Conquest.
But look at a picture of the Immortal Man. He looks like Deadpool without a mask on.
Yeah. Well, he looks like, what's his name? Well, other than Deadpool, but not. Hang on, no, I thought you said, what's his name? Yeah, Deadpool's the Marvel guy.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the dead thingy.
You're thinking of Deathstroke.
Deathstroke. I was like, dead. Again, yeah, he looks like Deathstroke as well without a mask on. Who is Deadpool with a mask on? It's the same mask. Even the picture they use in DC Legends, every time I look at it, I laugh that Deadpool and Deathstroke are the same.
When I first read about this, I thought this must be a gag because they're all so blatantly ripped off of Marvel.
But then Marvel have done the same, haven't they? They had their whole new characters. What was that weird one?
Yeah, but they didn't release Bat Young Adult, and they didn't have a Wonder Woman rip off.
But they kind of just went penisless Iron Man, penisless Thor.
That's different. They're ripping themselves off. Yeah. They're trying to freshen up their own.
What was their character? The girl who goes around with a giant T-Rex dragon thing that
was
weird.
Thing. Yeah,
that's brilliant.
Is it good? Because it looks weird.
It's really good. The point is, though, that DC have just gone through the Marvel range and said, right, we haven't got one. Get one of these.
Yeah, but they all have that, don't they? To be fair, I'm not trying to be fanboy.
They don't do 8 in one go.
No, you're right.
And pretend they're innovating.
For me, does it seem to coincide with Brian Michael Bendis going over to DC from Marvel?
Do you reckon he's just taken all the stories he wrote for those characters and has just gone,
Yeah, just need a new name for this one, and we've got a full story here.
I wrote a good Punisher
Maybe.
story. Let's just make it Penisless Punisher. Try saying that fast. I couldn't even say it slow.
I'm interested to see how it turns out, but I'm going to need I'm going to need you people to read it for me because I don't want to pay for it.
Yeah.
General America. That's who I'd have made.
Sideways is the most blatant one.
Corporal
Look
America.
look at a picture of Sideways.
Just
And
try
tell
and
me
find
that's not Spider-Man.
What's it called again? DC.
The Unexpected is just a Lady Thor.
Yeah, it's New Age of DC heroes or something. But Sideways is I mean, you just colour it in differently, and that is Spider-Man.
Do you know what? I was just about to say he's not on the list, but I found him. During the events of the Dark Knight's Metal, high school junior Derek James accidentally fell through a rift into the dark matter dimension.
Don't worry about the story. Look at a picture of him.
Yeah. Now as Sideways, he can create rifts in midair to leap through dimensions at will, but with much power becomes great liability.
It does not say that.
It does.
It does.
does.
I'm reading
Oh
exactly
my-
And tears are
goodness.
starting to form in the fabric of space-time continuum. Oh, that's mad.
That's what it says.
They're doing it on purpose, surely.
Well, yeah, that confirms it, doesn't it? I'll link you to show you I'm not just
No, I'm
making
looking at it
that
now.
up.
No,
I'm
yeah.
on the DC website. I've just found that. Yeah, now I see they are doing it deliberately. I wonder what they're up to.
But the Unexpected is Lady Thor. They're just...
They all have a Marvel equivalent that isn't even attempted to be hidden.
Wow. Yeah, that's
Well,
insane.
let's see what they do, because there's no original.
Well, let's see where they work with it.
Yeah.
The Curse of Brimstone. That sounds
believe that.
cringy.
Wow. Oh. Anyway,
What have you been reading this week? Have you been reading Sideways?
it's that time again. We need a jingle for this. It's the Brian K. Vaughan section. Of the
Excellent.
podcast. There you go. Thanks, Sheepdog. I've read volume 8 of Saga.
Splendid.
Saga continues to be this isn't like up to date, is it? Volume 8.
No, but I've not read it, so spoil it and I'll break your ears.
No, I'm not going to think it. I'm not going to spoil it. But I'm not completely up to date, am I? Either is what I'm saying. I think they've got single issues out again now, haven't they?
Yeah.
You're introduced to a new plethora of characters. Centaurs, is it? The horse people. You know what I mean?
Well, centaurs are more half bull, mate, but you know.
The half horse. No, bottom half horse, top half human.
Actually, I'm thinking of Minotaurs.
Yeah,
Forgive
Minotaur.
me, Pab.
Yeah. First page, literally the first page you turn to, there is an owl dressed like a sheriff, with a town, with like a welcome sign that says "Welcome to Abortion Town."
Nice.
So yeah, it goes from
If you Google the phrase "owl sheriff," there are a lot. There are a lot of pictures of sheriff owls. There's one that says it's all about the swagger.
good. So it should be. So yeah, this just moves the story on again. I can't want to really say much about spoiling it. But it's really good again. I've read it in like a day again, as I have been doing with.
Took you
Saga.
24 hours to read.
Well, no, it took me like an evening to read, if that.
And then in about 18 hours, he traces over all the pictures to learn to draw the characters because he's going to release his own unique new comic soon.
I wish.
At DC.
I wish I could do that.
You just call it a gas and tell the whole story backwards.
Yeah. So, the other thing I've read, also by Brian K. Vaughan, is Sheepdog's Christmas present he got me, which is Swamp Thing.
Hey. Is it good?
I've not read all of it. I've read about 2/3 of it, and it is bizarre. It is bizarre. So Swamp Thing, what do you think Swamp Thing is about? When I said Swamp Thing, what would you expect it to be about?
Swamp
Swamp
Thing,
Thing,
probably.
Yeah, Swamp Thing isn't in this.
What?
I've seen Swamp Thing once in this comic, and it's in a flashback.
What on earth is it about then?
It's about his daughter.
Okay.
It is
That is odd. Then
it's odd and weird. And Swamp Thing had a child with a human woman, and Swamp Thing is part of like a garden universe, like the nature universe. And there's like two universes in this world, like the human world and the nature world. And so she's
human world
plant.
is a mess.
Sorry.
I was just quoting Sebastian.
Oh, so there's like two worlds, and she's like half and half, but she's been made in the garden world, as it were, in the nature world, to be the destroyer of man, because man are artificially destroying the nature, with like bulldozing forests and what have you, stuff like that. So it's weird, because like I say, it initially started. I couldn't follow it at first until it all of a sudden clicked in. Probably about a third of the way through, I wasn't following what was going on, because it starts off with the story this other young girl who was in a coma or on death's door, which you don't find this out until later on. But it's just this story, this young girl who's in high school who finds a boyfriend kissing some other girl, and then she turns into this blonde-haired girl who is Tefe, I think your name is, who is Swamp Thing's daughter. But then you realise that Swamp Thing and his wife got Constantine. So Constantine's in this briefly to sedate his daughter to stop her from killing the world, and put her into this other girl's body who was dying, and make her brainwash her into thinking she is this other child. But she sort of like a memory comes back to her, and she kind of goes on a bit of a rampage at first, but then I don't know. It's weirdly fascinating. It is strange, because there is, like I say, at no point there is any Swamp Thing. And I'm like, kind of confused as to it's kind of misleading me, and I kind of want to see how far this goes without a Swamp Thing being in it at all. Because it's completely about his daughter, and how his daughter is trying to fight the urges that she's been trained to do, just to destroy man. But like say, she kind of, the humanity side of her is she's trying to help the humans as well. And it's weird. It's weird. It feels like an older book from Brian K. Vaughan. I think it is.
Yeah, it looks pretty old.
It's not on the same level as Saga or Paper Girls or anything like that. But you can kind of tell it is Brian. You can tell it's by Brian K. Vaughan at the same time. So it's weird but really good as well. So I'll finish it and see where we go with it. If there's any more volumes, I'll probably get that as well, because I actually want to see Swamp Thing at some point. But yeah, that is all I've read. I wanted to try and finish it tonight, but there's just too much of it to read tonight, so I'll have to wait till next week. But that's your lot.
Splendid. Are we done then? Can I go to bed? It's midnight.
Yeah, I know.
I believe you can. Hour and a half. I'm doing a quiz.
Well, before we go, just make sure you all head over to their Twitter. You can follow us at MGUK Podcast. You can follow me at Lelujo.
I'm at RB6K.
And I'm at Pab1986.
There's also Facebook, facebook.com/MatureGamerPodcast. Plus, Kev, that's me, has YouTube stuff, Lelujo.fm. It's just delicious.
And I write at sheepdogwrites.com.
Good.
And Pab bangs tables.
Yes.
At pabbangs.com.
That's a different site entirely. See you next week, boys and girls.
Have a good week.
Thanks for listening.